All right, hello everyone. I'm Luci and I'm here with Marcus John. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
We're in a smart city session, so let's first define what makes a city smart.
Well, today it's not anymore the way of producing energy from top down, from a power plant, and then you distribute the energy to the households. It's vice versa very often. People have solar panels on their roof, so they are so-called not only consumers but also producers. So there is a mix of producers and consumers in the cities, and you have to manage that very smart. That's one thing from an energy point of view, but on the other side, of course, people are living in the cities, so the cities have to get very attractive for people. It's the way of how your mobility will be in future, what kind of public transportation you're using, how is the air condition, is there a lot of pollution or less pollution. That makes cities smart. And ABB has a lot of intelligent solutions for helping cities to make them smart.
Thank you for that. So there's a lot that goes into a lot of factors. So let's talk a little bit about some of the examples where you've helped the cities become smarter.
Right. So there are a couple of cities who were thinking about how to get autonomous in the energy area. So they are producing and their own energy in the power in the city, and fully depending on the need, they are taking energy outside of the city, so they can already act very autonomous. So that is a couple of cities where we do that. There are also a couple of new suburbs in development here, for example, where the American soldiers have left Germany. There are a lot of areas which were not used for a long time. Now cities decide to build new suburbs in this area. For example, in Mannheim or Heidelberg, they are building suburbs for another around 9,000 people each. And the utility is thinking about how can we manage that in a smart way, in a modern way, not just delivering power from outside, but get this suburb intelligent in a way of buffering energy with batteries, having solar panels on the roof, optimizing the energy consumption in this suburb, maybe providing e-mobility by car sharing activities. So that are all new ideas where cities are coming to change their behavior to the original old-fashioned way.
Gotcha. Any metrics or index that you would suggest, and this is what made a city smart, or is there an index that kind of measures that? You can even talk about.
Well, I'm not quite sure about an index, but definitely in Germany we're looking into clean air. So the question of how much CO2 emission you have in the cities is a clear index, and that is very accurate at the moment because a couple of cities are not fulfilling the limits, and even Germany, I think, had a big issue with the European community to say we are not fulfilling the requirements, also our targets for clean air. So that is a clear measurement, and now we are also looking into, for example, changing the public transportation from diesel engine buses to electric buses, and cities are starting mainly with 2-3 electric buses, and then they are trying how that works out. But for example, to charge these buses overnight, you can do this with 2 or 3 buses. It's quite easy. But if you have 400 buses, 500 buses, you need a more smart solution for that. And that's what we provide in a very intelligent management system. So the bus depots will manage the maximum load of these buses, but balance it with the need of energy over a lot of time. So the air pollution would be a very clear index what we want to reach, and that's also where people are then deciding, is that a city